building the technology for Bharat. Now this is India at a glance. Now if you see, India is a very heterogeneous country. We have a lot of heterogeneity built into it, be it the language, be it the border, be it the culture of people, and the income per capita of different states, different regions. So this all adds to contribution. How do we kind of take a technology to different stakeholders? Once we reach, a platform has reached 100 million users, how do you build and then add more users to it? This is when we thought, how do you make it more? So when we say bridging the gap between India and Bharat, it's not that the difference is huge. India is, for us, all the metro cities and the urban cities, which is approximately 8 if you count. The remaining thousands of the cities is what we call Bharat. How do you bridge a platform for that? How do you take it to those users? Now, India is the second largest internet base, and inclusivity-wise, it's the largest adopter of digital. We are beating the West, China in terms of adoption of digital, be it the platform, be it the different variants of technology. That is how we are the largest. And how do you inclusively add users to a platform is what we need to think through and then take it forward. If you want to make Bharat and add the Bharat users to your platform, how do we look at it? So we did kind of ethnographic survey, and this is what the difference of between India and Bharat comes out. The affordability and accessibility is the prime requirement for people in tier 2 and city below that. When it say affordability, they are very, very value conscious. People who take value for the products. I mean, if you take urban, there is a very reason that they may buy, they may give it back. But here, they value the product, what they are going to buy. And for every product they buy, they need to see that value, what is that they've invested in. And the other best part is, the people in Bharat needs credit, easy credit, access to easy credit. That's when Flipkart launched long back. We were the first to launch the product COD, cash on demand, cash on delivery. And now we have launched a solution which is called buy now, pay later, which is very unique to the market. The problem, how do you extend credit to people who are in tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 cities? Because they don't have any credit history. They are the people who are new to internet. They don't have any, in fintech parlance, it's thin client, I mean, who don't have any file and banking system. So how do you kind of lend money to them? So we need to do network phonetics to understand how they have behaved earlier, so that we can extend the credit to them. And these are the people who live in areas where they need accessibility. I mean, when we kind of deliver to them, we need PIN codes. And Flipkart is a company which delivers to almost all the PIN codes in country, 19,000 plus PIN codes. And typically, these are the regions where they don't have proper addressing system. So we need to have kind of, we have built our own polygon mapping system where it takes machine learning, understands. So we already know 5 addresses. For us, adding a 6th and 7th is very easy. So we triangulate with that and then see where is the address which is closest to that and then use it. Because when a Wishmaster goes, Wishmaster is the person who delivers from Flipkart. So when he goes to deliver, he cannot call every customer and ask which is the road, which is the place. And he cannot ask for location saying that how do I come to this place. So we need a system to that. So that's when we build. Because in India, if you say in a remotest part, the address could be as simple as that, next to this gully, next to the mandir, or behind this road. So how do you kind of add that? That's when we build the system which will evaluate and then give the address exact location as closest to the possible. And these are the cohort of people who understand English but still wants to use their local vernacular language. This is when last year we launched Sati for people, and this is on a vernacular which is on an audio based. So you can talk to that and then it will give you responses accordingly to that. So because in a new to internet user, the problem is how do they kind of use the app. These are very, very, I mean, in a normal urban user, we have coach marks, which kind of animates and then shows you which is the feature which is getting added or which is the new feature, and they kind of navigate that. But here the problem is these are very new to internet, and they don't understand, even though they know the terms, but it's very difficult for them to comprehend what is wish list, what is certified seller, and what is cart. Now, for them to be informed, the best is tell them what is easy for them to understand. So this is a Sati app, which is kind of part of the app, and it kind of, you need to tell, the Sati app will kind of tell you, you scroll up, click on the button, hold it for 5 seconds, it will help you. This is what it is. And we have launched vernacular app, which is in Hindi. Last year it was launched, and 20 to 30% of downloads is on vernacular. 95% of people remain in the platform in the same language what they downloaded for. And as I mentioned, this is the growth. In another 10 years, the people who are in the low income will move to the higher income, the middle income. So that's where the target is to add, if you really want to add another 200 million users, this is the spectrum which we need to focus on. And these are the users who really like touch and feel, who want to see the product, and they would trust people. I mean, someone has to kind of, they go by word to mouth. Someone has to mentor them. Someone has to tell them, saying that this is the product. So Sati app really helps them. Language is one thing which really helped us. The other one is, how do you add is a video. So how do you kind of have a user customized and also kind of have that touch points with the app. So that is when we launch videos, which is mostly in the vernacular language, which kind of keeps them engaged in the platform. Once they kind of get accustomed with the platform, then they can shop and then kind of get a more accustomed usage of the applications. And vernacular I already touched. This is what has helped us in achieving larger part of Bharat. And these are the few examples which, when we did a survey of people, how do you want Flipkart to be in your demographic? This is what they mentioned. So this is the first one is a housemaker who wants to be part of the shopping, online shopping, but the problem is native language. They are very, very particular that it should be in a language which they are very comfortable with. It's not that they don't understand English, but the comfort is what? For example, we cannot build an app just using translators. The problem with the translators is just converts it, whatever is said, in a real language itself. For example, when someone wants to buy shoes, we typically say formal shoes. When you use a translator, it just gives a different meaning of it. Formal shoes doesn't come out as formal. EMI is not what it really means in a Hindi language. So we have to use language AML capabilities there. And the next person who said, who's a mechanic in a remote part of India, he wants to make shopping. It's not that he doesn't know. He knows what is the mobile accessories to buy. But the problem for him is typing. He doesn't know the actual spelling of accessories. So he wants a kind of a support voice assisted. So that's when he talks and says in a video, automatically the video captures, the voice captures that and then converts that for him. It kind of displays very specifically what is he looking for. The other good thing is in urban, you can show hundreds of products to users, and then they know how to filter, sort, and then identify what is required there. But here, you have to customize and give the products what specifically he is looking for. He is not very well versed with browsing and then seeing what is the product he wants. And the problem with, again, Bharat is they have phones which has limited capability in terms of storage, in terms of memory. So we have built lightweight apps which kind of supports this. The user also can use it. Once the person who said that is, when I want to do a shopping, I install it. After some time, I uninstall it because my storage is filled. So we have to launch an app which is very lightweight. And the last is, again, a problem. So people don't know product return is also a feature in the platform. So people, typically the new internet users have a problem that someone, if you kind of, it's a stigma. People, once you make an online shopping there in Bharat, and if it is, a different product which has landed, how do you kind of return it back? They feel that if I made a mistake, then it hits me back saying that, oh, you made a wrong choice in the product. So then we have to explain them in a kind of a way that they understand the return is also possible when you make a shopping online. And this is the journey which we have taken to extend our platform to Bharat. So the vernacular language, videos, and pay later, and the voice-assisted app. And there is a lot of, in short of time, this is more than the Flipkart. How do we kind of make Bharat inclusive into the platform? So there is a lot of avenues: healthcare, agriculture, lifestyle, manufacturing, education, infrastructure. I'm sure many of this topic has already been covered by different speakers. I don't want to go in that aspect. I think I'm already done with the time. It's only 10 seconds. Any questions? I'm ready to answer. Thank you.